Hi, I'm Fair Katie. This is cross training and flexibility for climbers, giving you tools and methods off the wall so that on the wall you have the optimal strength, flexibility, and alignment to really send it. In this video, I will tell you the top 3 reasons why an aerial hammock is a great tool for a climber to have. I'll go ahead and tell you now, then go through each in more detail. 1, train to climb with your shoulders down. 2, create the hip mobility and balance as well as core strength to get up to a perch, which you might refer to as a rocking over. 3, create length in your body, especially in your spine. Okay, let's get into each. So, number 1 is how to climb with your shoulders down. And the reason why an aerial hammock teaches you this is because you can train very specifically with your elbows in. For example, if I wrapped my hands around and then in towards my face here, I could do pull-ups here and really focus on squeezing my elbows in, as well as leaning forward and then keeping my elbows squeezing in to my midline. And the reason why it's always this elbows in thing is because when you take your elbows in while you're pulling up, that allows the serratus anterior, as well as the rhomboids and lower traps, erector spinae, all of those lower back muscles to get involved, squeezing that in, rather than letting your upper traps do all the work and take over with your elbows flared out, right? So if you're practicing just a regular pull-up on a bar, it's not this, it's closed elbows. You can also see that in the step up, and it also trains you to stay close to the wall, because in aerial you want to stay close to the fabric and start from straight arms, which will give you the most leverage to step up into it. And then when I step up, I'm going to squeeze my elbows forward rather than out. So I grab as high as I can, squeeze forward to step up. And again, that's just a up and down. And what I see a lot of beginner students in aerial anyway do is they grab close to their face and they're trying to get up, right? And just using their biceps, and they get really tired really quickly. Same as forearms, right? So grabbing really high and then squeezing the elbows teaches you things like that. Okay, number 2, how to create the hip mobility, balance, and core strength to get up to a perch. Again, you might call it rocking over. And what I'm referring to is when you're kind of seated on one of your heels and you can use in climbing a foot hook and then get up and roll onto it to get to the next hold. So this perch is also really key in aerial. It leads to a lot of other cool poses that you can do. And how we do it is you invert, wrap your feet, one up really high, the other one, heel will come down towards my butt. Then I grab up, pull that down, and point my knee downward. This will also help you train your drop knee. Again, that hip mobility rolling in the socket. I then grab up really high with the left hand, turn my knee up, and push my weight up there. This is what we call a perch. And in climbing, this can obviously be super helpful because you can then reach to the next hold. Yeah, the balance and the core strength, that comes naturally from practicing aerial, because you're doing things like coming all the way up and all the way down for core strength. And then also just in things like aerial yoga, you're moving your weight off of center and then back in. Again, balance and core strength, as well as inner thighs. Okay, getting winded. And for number 3, creating length in your body, especially in your spine. So first, just kind of in your body and creating those long, lean muscles, you can do things like placing your leg into the hammock or the ankle, and then push with your hands, pull back with your hips, creating a really great stretch all along the leg, not just one muscle, but the fascia, the connective tissue as well. And you're moving away and back in, learning where that edge is for you and your body, and creating grace in your transitions for climbing as well. Now, the length in your spine is pretty obvious how that happens because you're hanging upside down and using gravity, but there's a couple different ways you can hang upside down. The first was just the backwards way where you wrap your feet, and then you can crawl your hands forward, creating length down the whole side, body, armpit. Chest expansion is really great here. And also some aerial pigeon, where you drop one leg behind, and that will help you stretch out through the hip flexor, even into the psoas here. And you can also do things like handstands and all sorts of fun stuff upside down. The other way to go upside down is probably my favorite. It's a little harder to get out of, so don't try this by yourself the first time. But it's a way to go upside down from a forward fold rather than a leaning back. So I'll take one foot in, then the other. I do Badakanasana here, feet together, hips to heels. I keep one hand high, reach the other one through, pop my hip bones through, reach to lean down. From here, if you have any low back pain, oops, lost my earbud. If you have any low back pain, this can really be nice, creating all that length. I can then take my hands, press to my thighs. Ah, feels so nice. Or even twist here, or here. Now to get out, I can clap my hands behind me and squeeze my elbows together as I lift. Or the fun way, which is to flip my thumbs up, squeeze to do a little forward roll. Yeah, so there's all sorts of fun ways in aerial to create the muscles you need to keep your shoulders rooted. You're not creating like the hanging in your joints, which can end up creating a lot of pain here. But you're keeping the shoulders down, you're using your back muscles, and you're drawing those armpits to close while you climb. And then also the balance, the core, the flexibility, the length, all of it combined is really ideal for climbers. It's just so similar. Obviously, you're climbing silks, but the more I learn about climbing, the more I'm realizing what great cross training it is. So if you want to hear more about aerial hammock exercises specifically for climbers, please let me know in the comments below. But I will also do some different dance and yoga and just blends of different modalities as I learn more about climbing and sharing with you all on YouTube. So if you'd like to climb with me in person and hang out in the fabrics at the climbing gym, I'll be at Uber Griffin in Denver on Fridays from around noon to 3 p.m. So come and hang out with me. If you can't do that or would like to meet virtually, you can also comment below. Thanks, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and tell me where you climb.